weakening the power of the Asante. He was invited to go there, and he started playing pranks with the people. I'm sick, I'm that, I'm that. Finally, he was able to go there. Nothing came out of it. It died out like that because Asante said he was not interested in one way or the other. This was the guy destroying the land with his gold mining activities because his party was in power. He carried the gold on TV, telling people how he had become wealthy by destroying the land. Is this a man you can say has common sense? This was the man who said that inflation in Ghana was better than inflation in the UK. By what economics he did that, I don't know. And when I spoke against it, he got angry and came and threw insults at me and asked me to go and bath. I haven't taken it personal because comedians like this, in fact, they entertain me. But when we put comedians, and it doesn't mean just any comedian, untrained comedians to do serious business, I have a problem. Well, somebody thinks the same way as me and wants Wontumi to be relegated to the circus. And you can see the anger on his face. Wontumi should go with Akufo-Addo. He has no business leading the party. Former being NPP PC. PC. You know this guy? Run it, my youth. Sure. JB Dankwa, former New Patriotic Party parliamentary aspirant for Subin constituency in the 2016-2020 elections, has called for a total change in the leadership of the party. According to him, many Ashanti voters did not turn up to vote in the 2024 general elections, which shows how discontent they are. As a result, there needs to be a change in leadership, especially the Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard and Chibusiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi. He also called for an amendment of voting parties to eradicate monocracy in elections. Speaking in an interview on Oyerepa TV on January 14, 2024, he stated, the party must be reset. There is no two ways about that. The party leadership must change. Wow. Either top-down leadership or bottom-up, some of the leadership must go. And the grassroots must also renew their mindset. How we elect MPs and flag bearers must change completely. We must change how we select our leaders. If we don't stop that, monocracy won't stop. Monocracy is destroying the party. You see, in the Ashanti region, almost 40% did not vote because people are not happy. Wontumi has no business leading the party in the Ashanti region. He has no business leading the party at any level. He and Akufo-Addo should go together. Dash it away. I agree with him. You see, I don't know why God put me here in this country, but I also know why he did so. It means it's a dilemma of the ghost. Should I go to Cape Coast or Elmina? I don't know. Oh, I don't care. You all remember, dilemma of the ghost. My brother, in this country, once you have some substance in terms of material, money, it is treated better than what is upstairs. Money speaks louder and better than common sense in Ghana. Any idiotic rich man is considered wise. The wisest poor man is an idiot in Ghana. So you go to the churches, it's rich people who are elders of the church, and they are supposed to be advising the youth, yet they have no common sense. That is why people like Wontumi. I wonder what Wontumi tells the people to even vote for the NPP. What does he tell them? That he will give them galamsey money, and that he will give them more land to go and do galamsey. Monocracy, as the brother here is talking about. Right now, we are not even looking at the content of the campaign. We are looking at who can give the most. So when you want to run for a political office, you are told, do you have the money? Nobody asks you if you have the mental acumen and the common sense to do it. No, do you have the money? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry who comes to tell you, I want to run for political office, first question, you get the dough. If you have money, you can win any kind of election in Ghana. You can be a church elder because you have money. By virtue of the fact that you have some dirty galamsey money, you can be a chairman for a certain region, for a political party, even though you don't understand the difference between Togo and Benin. What does Chairman Wontumi understand about politics except to go and give money to people and then say they should vote? I'm glad. Now they say he should go with Nana Akufo-Addo. If Nana Akufo-Addo's ghost is gone, Chairman Wontumi should, long ago, Chairman Wontumi should have gone. When we were having an intellectual argument, I knew he couldn't match up. But he fell too early. I have 5 radio stations and online and TV. Therefore, I'm your father. Listen to his argument. He has 5 TV and radio and online. For that matter, whatever he says is right. I am his son and he's my father. We don't want to take these things personal, but it tells you the level of their thinking. These are guys who have tax around them, protecting their foolishness. So they go about doing stupid things, and these silly tax are following them. Chairman, chairman. They don't even know how to say chairman properly. Chairman. Chairman, no. And he's also there playing the buffoonery. Why would the country grow with buffoons in power? We got to be careful. Dash it. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo. When we return, we'll be taking the first batch of your messages. Hey! Away! Wayo! It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Shall we look at the very first batch of your messages? All right. Okay. JDSGA says, greetings, Blakk. We are live. Boy. Zacha Emmanuel says, the king is back. Rasi says, the Great Empire Media. Yes, the Black Empire Media. I salute. Sole Jimawena from Togo says, good evening, Black Rasta. Welcome. More fire. We are in need of more education. Husseini Magaji says, welcome, Blakk. Please, I have a question. Can anybody take anybody out of parliament? Because this guy called Afenyo is doing too much. Like he is the only wise man in parliament. Okay, I get the meaning of what you're trying to put across. Well, so many people have criticized Afenyo Markin. I think that he's trying to overdo things and court some kind of attention on himself. He needed all that attention for his party that lost the election. Maybe if he had put up this energy, the party wouldn't have lost. But we want to see how it will all go. Oscar Pendragon says, watching you live from Tel Aviv, Blakk. Oi. To my darling says, greetings, Black Rasta and all patriotic viewers. Blakk, so how did Wontumi even become a chairman for his looted past government, which I don't want to mention? Well, it's a question for the gods. God bless says, greetings, Blakk, watching you live from Israel. Ready to learn something new. All right? Well, blessed love. I respect God bless. We have more messages coming in. Raphael Kofi says, watching you live from London. Woyoy. Apaglia Emmanuel says, woyoy. Watching live from Hacho. Voice of the Patriot. Guide and protect you. Samuel Otu says, hot pot. Abdulaziz Rahim Upejo says, good evening, Blakk. Abdulaziz comes back to say, woyoy. And Odugu DDP says, oral is coming to stay. Thank God. Kweku Embil says, greetings, Blakk. How do you tackle this? With the truth. That's how you tackle it. Respect. God bless. Did you hear that? How do you tackle this? How do you tackle it? How do you tackle this? It's with the truth. That's how you tackle it. So he's talking about the Yaa-Naa issue. Sometimes, when you speak the truth, you speak it with all the energy that you have. My brother, my sister, the truth is the only thing that stays firm. Mark Romeo Fori says, good evening, Professor Blakk. Sir. Tom Paul says, hi. Alexander Kwesi says, Toma, Blakk Rasta. Hope all is well. I just heard that Kofi Adoma has been shot. Please, I know he's your friend. Kindly check on him and advise him to stay away from whatever he might be involved in. Yes, we've also heard the news that he's been shot, but he's in a very, 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 very stable condition. As to why, we do not know, but we shall follow up and we wish him a speedy recovery. It's the Blakk Pot. Your second batch of messages will be read soon. Next story. Is Oral joining in the loot? People have criticized Oral. Many people have said that Oral is actually joining in the loot. And the minority in parliament has also come to accuse Oral, Operation Recover or Loot, saying that they go around seizing land that has been legally acquired for themselves. You are taking over lands genuinely owned by people. Minority accuses Oral Committee. Run it, my youth. Now, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has made serious allegations against the committee members of the Operation Recover or Loot. Speaking to the media at a press conference on Wednesday, January 15, 2025, the caucus led by Swami MP John Darko accused the corruption and accountability team of targeting former appointees over their legitimate properties. According to him, the committee appears to be going around confiscating people's properties and causing distress, an action he said he strongly disapproves of. That's what they say. Dash it away. My brother, let's look at this. Do we have laws in the country? How can somebody just come and confiscate your thing? Members of the past government are voluntarily giving up their stolen loot so that they will be exempted from prosecution. How about that? The same Minority Caucus in Parliament says there's no legal backing for the Oral team. And I ask, is there any moral backing? If there's no legal backing, is there a moral backing? In Ghana, law. Yet we don't even respect the law and abide by the law. We read the Constitution more than we read the Bible and the Quran. Yet we don't abide by anything in the Constitution. Law. Yet blatantly, flagrantly, we break the law. It looks like in Ghana, we only go through the Constitution and our laws so we can break them. That's the only reason we go through that. If you see somebody talking about the Constitution, can quote from the beginning to the end as if he was reading Genesis to Revelation. Yet, this is an outlaw. Somebody who does not respect the law in any way. That's why I keep telling us, the only way forward, law is important, but it's education, patriotism. That's what Nkrumah did. Self-love. Love for the nation. If you love your nation, you won't betray it. If you love your nation, you won't steal from it. The young pioneers, they were advocates of patriotism. Today, you claim all those people were part of Nkrumah's cliquism. And nobody loves the country anymore. Leaders come in and steal from the country. If your government is in power, it is time for you to steal. And some of them can legally steal. Should I tell you more? There's a car. And if you look at the car, the poshness of the car, and how much it costs to acquire, you will be shocked that somebody paid only how much money to acquire it. My brother, my sister, there's a story making the rounds that the oral team has been able to intercept a certain powerful car that is running into several hundreds of thousands of Ghana cedis. For this, watch this. NDC executive seizes Land Cruiser auctioned for 13,000 Ghana cedis to a former deputy clerk of parliament. Why? Look at this. A former deputy clerk, this guy. And he bought a Land Cruiser for how much? 13,000. Am I correct? 13,000. 13,000. If you take it to Blue Kiosk or KFC or any of those places where you go to eat your junk, 13,000 with your girlfriend will not go back home. Is this not legal stealing? Now, the Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the governing New National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Anthony Nukpenu, has claimed that he confiscated a Toyota Land Cruiser V8 that was auctioned to a former clerk of parliament. Now, according to the outspoken politician, he took the action because he believes the vehicle was auctioned at an unreasonably low price to the former deputy clerk of parliament, who purchased the car for 13,000 Ghana cedis and paid only 20,000, a duty of 20,000. My brother, dash it down. But I want to ask, do they have the power to confiscate without the courts being part of it? Can oral just walk into anybody's house and say, we suspect that this thing you stole it, so we are taking it away? No, that would be anarchy. You pinpoint these things, and you should have the backing of the law immediately to be able to arrest whatever you have there and arraign you before court, unless you are self-confessed. And even with that, the law would have to take its place, or else there'll be anarchy. Anybody can say they are working with the oral, walk into their enemy's backyard and start taking their TV sets and whatever and saying a lot of things. Do you agree with me? So oral must be streamlined so it can stay, because I believe it's one of the best entities that this president has brought out, and I support it. Corruption must be fought seriously. Don't sleep on the job. I would be happy to see oral succeed. I cannot be part of oral because I believe that because of the patriotism that I have for this nation, I will slaughter a lot of evildoers. I will cut them into chichinga and feed the crocodiles at Paga with their flesh. So it's better to have people with better temperaments than me to handle that. It's better you know yourself. It's the black pot, aka Kokushonomo. But a black one says that the oral is something else. Operation Recover or Loot is Ghana's corruption CCTV. That's what a black one say. I love that. Run it, my youth. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, the chairman of the new government initiative, Operation Recover All Loot, has described the program as a corruption closed-circuit television aimed at uncovering and reclaiming looted state funds and property. Mr. Ablakwa reiterated the government's commitment to holding individuals accountable for the unlawful acquisition of public resources. The Mahama government is determined to recover all looted state funds and properties. That's it. So it's supposed to be a CCTV for corruption. Watch and see who has done what. And when we grab them, we deal with them. Don't let them steal 20 trucks and bring us one truck and we say we will not persecute them or prosecute them for the rest. It's a black pot, aka Koko Shonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Shall we look at your final messages and we are done for the day? All right. So there's somebody here who's watching us from Ontario, Canada. Unfortunately, we've lost the head of the whole cut. Mubarak MBK says Black history can quench. Raska Kaiku Emmanuel says wisdom. Michael Amuzu says good evening, my brother, my dear brother. Muhammad Hamza says Black Rasta, please keep the fire burning. Of course we will, right? It's a black pot, aka Koko Shonamo, and we speak truth to power. I'll catch you again tomorrow. On Friday, we will not be here. We are making a quick trip to Burkina Faso to support the democracy there. And we are also meeting with authorities of Burkina Faso. We shall bring you footages and all that. But on Friday, we will not be here. We will be back on Monday. Until then, spread the word. We love you. It's been the Black Pot. Hey! Wayo!